Hey everyone, it's Justin. Thank you for watching and or listening to the podcast, and welcome to my house. It's time for another ServiceNow Store highlights video. That's SSH version 20250113. It's the 13th of January, and on this week's episode, we have 32 new, updated, or removed applications in the ServiceNow Store. You can see it right there at the top. And then the breakdown for that is we have 2 compatibility updates, 3 downgrades, 2 fixes, 1 ghost application. That downgrade in the ghost application we'll verify as we go through these. 5 highlights, 7 minor updates, 7 new releases, 4 release notes fails, and 1 restored application. This is actually a new category as of this episode because one of the downgraded applications from last week's episode is now restored. So I made up a new category and said, we'll just go with that. When they come back after being downgraded, if I find them, we'll classify those as restored. So let's see what those compatibility updates were. Again, there were 2 of them. We have OnSolve IT alerts and Service Graph Connector for Run 0. Both were compatibility updates to Xanadu. 3 downgrades, and like I said, we'll verify these and just make sure they're still at the versions that are previous to previous versions, previous to newer versions, I should say. This is the first one is Agent Workspace Navigation and Experience Demo was downgraded to version 22.0.4 from version 26.0.1. The second one is GRC Vendor Risk Management. It was downgraded to 16.0.3 from version 19.1.2. So it's like a November release going back to or downgrading to a May release. And then the last one, also from ServiceNow, is the Now Checklist component. It was downgraded to version 22.0.4 from version 24.1.2. And then there was 2 fixes. We have Security Incident Response Workspace and Tanium STK. Both had some fixes for their applications. And there was 1 ghost application. We'll click on that just to make sure. You can see there that is no longer showing in the store. And that ghost application is Own Recover Connect by Own Company Inc. That is no longer in the ServiceNow Store. So it's been removed for some reason. There were 7 minor updates: AWS Managed Services Connector Application, Connector for You, CrowdStrike Falcon Exposure Management for Vulnerability Response, IBM Instana, Qualys Container Vulnerability Response Integration, Sunbird DC Track DCIM Connector, and Zoom In all had minor updates to their applications. We had, unfortunately, 4 release notes fails. If you haven't seen an episode before, a release notes fail is that there are no release notes, repeated release notes, or release notes linked to somewhere where I couldn't find them. We only had 1 this week that had a link out, and I was able to find them and document that particular application as a fix. So these are the ones that are left as release notes fails. They are INRI Celebrate Employee Recognition Management, NERC Plus, Energy Content Pack, NetBrain Automation Integration, and TrueSight GRC Integration were the release notes fails for this week. And then our new category is the restored application. So 360-degree relationship visualization was a downgrade in last week's episode, and as of this week, for this episode, it has been back to version 19.1.0. So we're all good and we're restored on that application. So that brings us to your favorite part of the show, and that is the new releases. So let's get started. The first one is Beyond HR, Payroll Services from ServiceNow and EY. The offering transforms payroll by using ServiceNow as a system of action to orchestrate payroll processes, providing transparency and governance across the organization, along with essential analytics to meet the growing expectations of employees and business users. The key features for this new app are visibility and traceability on how the global payroll operation is running, end-to-end process orchestration, clear lines of responsibility, analytics to manage backlog and performance. On the technical side, they're using HR case management, lifecycle events, knowledge management, virtual agent, Now Assist, and platform analytics. There are no screenshots or videos for this new application from Ernst & Young LLP USA. The second new release is Dynamic Document Creator. Create PDFs, text, rich text, CSV, and HTML documents with minimal setup. Scroll down to the key features here. Easily create documents in multiple formats, multi-format support, create PDFs multiple ways, easy setup, user-friendly interface, customization options, no-code, low-code, and pro-code. The benefits: increase productivity, increase collaboration, and enhance professionalism. For those of you that are watching, you can see there's actually more text on the screen. For those of you who are listening, you may want to go check out more about those key features if you're interested in the application. I just read the kind of the headers or the bullets on those key features. This one does have screenshots. The first one is a screenshot of a document. Looks like a document in the process of being created, or setting the rules for when documents are to be created, maybe. A scheduled CSV, I guess, is what that one was. And so there's a condition builder and stuff like that. The second screenshot is showing the script associated with that document. The third screenshot is showing the document settings. And then we have the template that's being used, and then a bigger screenshot of the actual template being set up. And then we're back to our first screenshot of the document, and that's what's new from Sixth Day Innovations LLC. Our third new release is HexAware RapidX for Insurance, the Underwriter Workbench, transforming underwriting with RapidX. The key features on this new app are manage submissions from various channels: email, trading platform, broker, workbench, insurance submission management workflow, dedicated workspace for underwriters, and a dedicated dashboard to measure the important submission KPIs. Again, there's more text there if you're interested in this application. I'm going to pull up the screenshots. The first one is that underwriter workbench we just read about in the key features. The second one is still in the workspace. It's showing all the closed submissions in a list view. The next screenshot is showing a submission for an AON broker user, and it has at the top a kind of workflow for this particular submission. So it's in a state of quoted, but it has different states for information outstanding, ready to quote, quoted, bound, not taken, auto expired, closed, canceled, declined. And then we're back to the first screenshot of the Underwriter Workbench, or the workspace for this new application from HexAware Technologies, Inc. Our next new release is from Kyndryl. It's the Kyndryl Integration Catalog API Wizard. Easily integrate your service catalog tasks with backend fulfillment systems. Key features for this application: submit an existing catalog item or cart from an API with enhanced validation functionality, the ability to query or complete catalog tasks or change tasks associated to catalog requests from API, automatically looks up reference variables by name and enforces that the record exists and is valid, and automatically choice list validation. Any variable that is typed as a choice list is validated against the options in the sys_choice table. They also have screenshots, so let's take a look. First one is the REST API Explorer for the submit item REST post action. The next is the menu screenshot of the Kyndryl Integration Catalog API, showing Catalog API Explorer, properties, application logs, contact support, and app privacy policy. The next screenshot is showing a request in the API Explorer in the request body. The next screenshot is showing the response, I guess, from that request that we just saw. And then the next is showing the, looks like the API Explorer again. So we've come back around on those screenshots, and that's what's new from the team at Kyndryl Inc. Our next new release is Omissa Workspace ONE ITSM Connector, and I think I pronounced that wrong. Omnissa is how that should be pronounced, maybe. Transform IT workflows with integrated UEM and remote support. Scroll down here to the key features. Oh my goodness, I'm not going to read the key features because it's like really, really long. Let's just go to, they have a summary here. In summary, Workspace ONE, along with its ITSM connector and Omnissa's experience management capabilities, provides a comprehensive solution for organizations looking to optimize their IT help desk operations. It addresses the challenges posed by the modern workplace, such as high ticket volumes and remote work, by offering a unified platform for UEM actions, remote support, and employee self-service, ultimately improving IT productivity and the overall employee experience. The key features that are really, really long, that I don't want to try to read or I'll lose my voice, is basically doing things or taking action like changing a passcode or wiping a device. And it's just a long list of similar items such as those. There are screenshots for this new application. The first one is the experience scores for Workspace ONE, showing some contributors and some values and then some performance measurements. The next screenshot is showing the UEM device actions for iOS, things like find device, wipe device, send message. The next one is showing UEM device actions for Windows, and in a drop down it's showing things like view encryption recovery key, soft reset, request logs. The next screenshot is showing the UEM device search. It basically looks like a related list with some search features. The next screenshot is showing UEM advanced troubleshooting. In a related list, there's a tab There's a profiles, and it shows like Windows, Win device, tunnel, optional SSO cert, and then status of installed, what version, and then an action to reinstall or remove. Next screenshot is showing a usage dashboard for incidents resolved through ITSM, and then the actual actions taken. Next screenshot is more of the usage dashboard showing the UEM query count and raw data. Next screenshot is a video, and I'm not going to click on the video since you're either watching a video or listening to a podcast, and that is what's new from the team at Omnissa LLC. Our next, or second to last, new release is Ready Cloud IT Asset Retrieval. Get your IT assets back with only a QR code. Key features: no box, no label, no problem. Get your IT assets back with only a QR code. Greatly increases retrieval rate. Retrieve or refresh laptops, monitors, mobile devices, and more. Accepted at over 5,000 UPS stores nationwide. Push time back in your day with automatic email reminders and notifications. Puts time back. I said push and I meant puts. QR code usage and tracking results are posted to the ticket in ServiceNow. Nothing new to learn. Installs for use with your workflow. Streamlines communication between departments. Add predictability and accountability to every equipment return. And then there's more slogans and stuff like that. We do have screenshots. The first one is a cool little comic strip showing how to get your IT assets back with only a QR code. It's showing basically the QR code being scanned, a box being packed, and then someone saying, "I got this," and taking care of the package, I guess. Next screenshot shows the IT asset return QR code. And the QR code actually shows in the activity log on the requested item record. Next screenshot is showing the IT asset return email. So the email has instructions, and then there's a QR code at the bottom. And then we're back to our comic strip that we saw at first, and that's what's new from Ready Cloud LLC. Our next and last new release is Service Graph Connector for Rubrik. Enrich your enterprise CMDB with Rubrik protection data for complete visibility. Key features for this new application, I'm going to scroll up a little bit there. Core capabilities. Guided setup gets you up and running in minutes. Import a variety of nodes, clusters, and snappable types from Rubrik on a nightly basis and map to the best practice CMDB classes using ServiceNow's IRE and RTE. Customizable GraphQL query framework and scripted extension points provide additional opportunities to customize or override the data mapping. More screenshots on this new app versus the guided setup that they mentioned there in the features. Next is more of the guided setup, and next screenshot is showing the Service Graph Connector configuration item list grouped by class, and then the Rubrik's cluster is expanded to show things like Polaris, Rubrik Demo 1, Rubrik Demo 2. Next screenshot is showing a configuration item list view. Next screenshot is showing the related items to a particular configuration item. Next screenshot is showing the dependency view. And then we're back to our guided setup screenshot. That was our first screenshot, and that's what's new for the team at Rubrik Inc. And that's our new releases. So we have 5 highlights to knock out here. The first highlight is going to be Automate Pro. It was updated to version number 8.3.0. And in this version, on the platform side, under Gen AI Configuration Management, they've enabled and managed Automate Pro's generative AI capabilities from a new central page. Under Application Scope Warning, Automate Pro configuration pages will now warn users and prevent changes if the user is not in the right scope. And then there's some minor bug fixes. For Auto Plan, there's also some minor bug fixes. For Auto Test, Text-to-Test Gen AI, a new generative AI capability to generate test plans. Under Test Block Parameterization, a new way to manage data in test blocks, offering a richer configuration interface and improved visibility of dynamic values. And also for this one, there was multiple bug fixes. Under Auto Deploy and Auto Dock, also multiple bug fixes for this version of Automate Pro. All right, our next highlight is going to be DigiCert Trust Lifecycle Manager. It was updated to version 1.6.0, and in this version, I'm not going to read everything. I'm just going to cover the highlights, the new features, certificate renewal support, and multiple key sizes support. Under Improved User Experience, pending certificates request page, certificate navigation, users can navigate seamlessly from, and then it lists a location there. DC1 platform configuration for admins, and then also, like the last app, some bug fixes for this release of the DigiCert Trust Lifecycle Manager. Our next highlight is going to be Facility Management Application. It was updated to version 2.4.0, and in this version under Space Planner, they've added the ability to allow to hide show layers of the floor plan, included color legends when printing the floor plan, export list on tabs. Under the Exchange integration, they allow to sync meetings of selected spaces to and from Exchange. Under Order Management, show facility order variables on the facility's suborders. And under Floor Plans, when selecting an object on a floor plan, the tooltip is always visible by default. And that's what's new from the team at DXC Technology BV. Our next highlight is Velocity Smart Collect. It was updated to version 5.3.0, and in this version, under General Enhancements, they have mobile push notifications introduced, customizable help text messages on stock page, expired parcel requests are notified to parcel admin teams, active monitoring of integration failures, various updates to email notifications, for example, introduced dedicated borrow/return notifications. There was also some bug fixes, fixed the cart issue for multiple vending transactions, resolved the no item found message when item not available in any nearby locker, and fix the issue with scheduled jobs for stockroom stock levels. And that's what's new from the team at Velocity Smart Technology Inc. Our next and last highlight is from Vivid Sheets. Vivid Sheets was updated to version 1.3.0, and normally this would be, I'd leave this a minor release, but I thought it was a pretty cool feature. They've introduced the ability to create specialized Vivid functions, which enable specific functions to be added to your Vivid Sheets app to support your calculation and reporting workflow requirements. There was also a fix issue where the Vivid style table custom component did not refresh data as expected when using the UI refresh option. And that's what's new from the team at Vivid Charts LLC. And that is our entire episode. Let's just take another quick look at what you just saw or heard. 7 new releases, 5 highlights, 2 compatibility updates, 7 minor updates, 1 ghost application, 2 fixes, 3 downgrades, 4 release notes fails, and I don't have it on the screen yet, but we had 1 restored application from last week's downgrades in last week's episode. I hope you found this video or podcast helpful. If you did, please like, please subscribe, or share it with somebody you think might be interested in what's new, what got updated, or what was removed from the ServiceNow store. And until next time, don't forget to always be learning.